So we can go and get started. We don't have to approve our agenda or minutes because we don't have quorum. So Melinda can just move into her discussion items.
And I'm just going to run through monthly stats. In January, we ran about 1,588 kids, so an average about 72 kids a day. February, we ran about 94 kids a day. And then March kind of slowed down, and we ran about 69, and mainly because it's spring break, it was really slow. So here's the average. And so some of the events we have planned, still doing our after school.
Go back on that. Go back on that. Kitchen. What all is the kitchen fund?
So kitchen fund, we're not doing a lot with that, but because Iron Chef is coming in every other week.
Oh.
So Iron Chef is something different, and it's actually going really well. She has about 20 kids in there.
Now, that's through the extension
That's
office.
through the extension
okay,
office,
gotcha.
although we're still supplying like the food and stuff
Good.
for that. But she has about 20 kids. They're coming in regularly, and so by May we'll have the cook-off and stuff.
Cool.
And so the other kitchen stuff is just basic learning. The kids that aren't in Iron Chef will do every other week. Will do kitchen fun. There's our April calendar. We are closed the next couple of Fridays because there's prom is next week, and they're redecorating all week, and they always use that Friday. And anytime we have like big events like that rally or that She's Zozo and they're trying to decorate it, always the other kids are always trying to get into all the events. So we just close down for that Friday.
So when you close down, I guess the kids know ahead of time?
Yeah, we try to let them know ahead of time.
So the parents unhappy because?
Not really.
They
We
understand?
have a couple that rely on us like as their daycare, and so I try to give them notice. But no, not too bad.
Good.
So that's what we have going on. One of our things that's been real popular is that when Option Inc. is coming in and doing their little presentations for the teenagers. So that's one Wednesday a month, and they come in for about 30 to 45 minutes. And so they've been talking about, one month they did sexting, and they did personal space, and they're going to do self-esteem and respect. So that's pretty popular. And we have a couple kids or some kids that come outside the center, but my youth center kids, I make them all go in there, and they're there.
And so do you anticipate any numbers dropping because of softball, Little League baseball?
Yeah, you can see, I think that was kind of drop in March too, that sometimes it would start, the little ones, but mainly my regular ones are ones that don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
because I think they start playing towards the end of the month. I think that's when the season starts. So.
Right.
But
yeah.
they'll start practicing, but you see that through
Yeah.
basketball, and it'll drop some, and then some of the basketballs will come, and then soccer will go, So
Yeah, because Little League, Little Dribbers finished up the 22nd of March, so that's right.
we have Knife Gun War, so that was very popular last year. The kids loved it. We had kids, even a kid in a wheelchair came in and participated and just loved it. So I had people asking for it now. So we had that at the end of the month. Our Selena Festival was not as popular as it was last year. And I think it was a couple of things. There was a start of spring break. It was on a Friday night, and so I think those two factors kind of wasn't maybe as popular. But
It's really funny because I was Stripe, my favorite store to go to because of Diet Cokes. But anyway, this one over here, not that. So anyway, they had the Selena cups for sale, and they put a sign on it. They were limiting how many you could buy at one time. And so I asked the cashier, and they said, you'd be surprised. These people are still coming in here like crazy to buy these.
well, I went to, because I bought some to give as prizes, so I went in and I took a couple people with me, and I was like, okay, let's run this. And so they wouldn't let me run the credit card, so I can buy, so I can buy mine and buy his or whatever. And then they reported me to the other store. The crazy lady trying to buy cups.
For some people, it's a big deal.
The other store let me buy it, but anyway. So our Steam Club is still going on. We do have regular kids coming now. They're regular, they're there weekly, and so that's better. We had a couple of, about 6 kids enter that Lee County Electric Photography, and so 4 of them went up on a pole, and the winner will win $50 credit on their electric bill. So we're doing that kind of thing, and trying to get them involved using the STEM club on stuff like that. We did have youth council elections, and the results, we do have a president and all that. I didn't have the names when I did this, but I do
Okay.
have them now. And so that's finally set and done. Summer camp planning is in process. We are working with the Chamber of Commerce, the Parks and Rec Department, the library for a grant from Maddox, and we are working on combating the summer learning loss. And so we'll be running that through to Maddox and hopefully find out if we can go ahead with that or not go ahead with that. They asked us to involve the schools, and we did talk to Ms. Campbell, and mainly we want to get data from the schools on how to, so we can see if what we're doing really helped. So we would need scores from the end of the year and scores from the beginning of the years to see where the kids stand. And that's it.
Busy.
Yeah.
So when do you get off? Do you have a time when you get a vacation and you work the whole entire time?
No, I do take some time off. I mainly work during the day, usually like 9 to 6, 8 to 5:30, something like that. And then I do take Friday, sometimes half day Fridays off.
Oh, okay. Man. It's a lot of work. So when prom's taking place, you don't, do you have to open it up and stay there, or do you open it up and leave?
Usually we just leave. They don't really need our staff. We've tried to stay there for a snack bar, but they don't really use the snack
Right.
bar.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, we got a phone call last week, or before spring break, I guess, the backpacks program from Hobbs, I guess you're not gonna pass them out this
No,
summer?
they're going to take it back to the schools.
Oh,
There was enough.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't deal with it, I just overheard them talking about it.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was easier to just move it back over there for them. I mean, they loved going to the youth center and going, but I'm not sure. I just moved back to the schools.
So on your schedule for the summertime, are you guys planning on trying to use a bus to go back to Lubbock like I did last year?
Yes.
If you can give me that date as soon as you
Mhm.
can, because we have K3, K5 plus now, and that's a lot more kids taking place, so we start June the 10th, we'll be done July 26th.
So it'd probably be right after that,
Okay.
July 26th, because that'll be the end of our program, so it'll be that last week.
Oh, okay. Just let me know. We can work that out. I don't have any other questions, man.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and adjourn. Unless there's any public comment, which we don't have any public, unless Jaylene wants to make a comment.